Hi there! In this video I'm gonna show you how to use Repositorch to get some statistics from your Git repositories. First of all, you have to install Docker. On Windows 7 and other unsupported operating systems, you still can use VirtualBox to install Linux and Docker on it. The rest of steps will be the same. When you have Docker, you need some files to run Repositorch. You can get them from GitHub. Download the most recent archive and unpack Docker folder. There you will find some files. The only thing you have to change is .env file, which contains a couple of environment variables. You have to specify path to keep repository data and path where your repositories are. So here will be C Repositorch. After that you can run Repositorch. To store data, it may use SQL Server or Postgres. On Linux you can choose any of them. On Windows, Postgres has some problems with path-based volumes, so I will use SQL Server. You have to use Docker Compose to run both Repositorch and database. Or just run ready-to-use bat file. Database requires some time for initialization. And when Repositorch is running, you can use it via any browser. Just open localhost 5000. Right now we have no any project, so Repositorch asks to create a new one. Every project is just a configuration for the repository of your choice. For a new project we have to specify a name to identify it, data store, relative repository path, and repository branch to look into. Now we have to wait when database will be created. And here we go, we have a project. Before we can get any statistics, data mapping is required. During this mapping, data from repository will be mapped into Repositorch internal data scheme. It will take some time, but this is one-time operation. So let's start the mapping. While mapping is in progress for a single or multiple projects, we still can manage another projects and browse their statistics. So let's create another one. and start mapping for it. When mapping is done, we can browse project statistics. So let's choose, for instance, WordPress. Here you can see some common statistics about number of commits, files, lines of code. Also, we can check file statistics, more detailed. It takes a while. Here it is. We have statistics for file extensions and for directories. Also, we can look at author statistics. To see something like author contribution. Then activity statistics. Here we can see some common metrics by month, and there are some charts. Code burn down, to see code remains by year or by tag, and code ownership. To see contribution distribution by author. Metric architecture is very extensible, so there will be more soon. For best performance, you should use Repositorch on Linux. On Windows, there is some performance drop because of using mounted volumes, especially in case when Docker is using second Windows subsystem for Linux. Right now, Repositorch is still in early alpha stage, so bugs are very probable, but I have already tested it on some big repositories and it mostly works. So check it and have fun.